Shalom, shalom, Yashrala. We want to start off first things first, giving all praise and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shah, Bahashem Kakadash, Paleo Hebrew tongues, correct names of the Heavenly Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and shalom to sister brothers living in this truth, and shalom to the brothers and sisters listening and studying to show themselves approved. Shalom. I want to start off today talking about, something that's very dear to me. We just had a high holy day, happened a couple days ago, February 14th, which Babylon, represents as Valentine's Day. But I'm here to tell you that is a high holy day. That's where they get the term holiday from, high holy day, that we represent as a culture is a day that we do. And here I'm about to tell you, it's called PURIM. And I'm about to tell you about PURIM and what led to it and why we're supposed to celebrate that to this day. And we were so real yap about it. It was a Sabbath was on Purim. February 14th was a Sabbath. It was a Shabbat. So check it out. We're gonna run through. If you want to know about Purim, you got to run through the book of Esther. Who was a queen. She became a Persian queen. She was an Israelite. From the tribe of Benjamin, and she helped save our people. If it wasn't for Mordecai and Esther, would none of us be here to this day? Because the Edomites, put a plan to destroy us during that time, during the Medo-Persian rule, and it didn't work. And we're going to run through the scriptures. We're going to run, and you're going to learn about Purim, and you're going to learn how, these devils were unsuccessful in trying to exterminate us. Because that's always their plan. They always look to try to exterminate the children of Israel, but they're never going to be successful because we're the people supposed to rule the planet of Earth. And we're going to rule. And there's nothing this devil can do about it. But he will try. Let's start off talking about Purim, which is P-U-R-I-M, Purim, which goes into, Lot. So let's start out my first precept. This is Esther 9-19. Therefore, the Jews of the villages that dwelt in the unwalled towns made the 14th day of the month Adar a day of gladness and feasting, and a good day, and of sending portions one to another. So you hear that, Jews? When you talk about Jews, it's really talking about all of Israel, but right here talking about the southern tribe, your Benjamin, Judah, and your Levites. They are called Jews, other ones called Israelites, but sometimes referred to as Jews for the whole nation. So that's talking about us right there. The month of Adar is February, because February is after a Roman name, February. They Janus, January, they named after Roman gods and things of that nature. But in our culture, it was called Adar, and it's the last month. It's the 12th month, because the new year starts in March. Not in January, because in March, that's when everything becomes new. Spring and new. That's really the new year, because that's when we celebrate Passover. So that being said, it's on the 14th day of Adar, which goes into February. And what day did Esau change it into? He changed it into Valentine's Day. A day of giving gifts to women and making women feel entitled and all of that mess. That's what he turned our high holy day into. A day of female worship. See how these devils do? But really, it's a day of gladness, feasting, and sending portions to one another, which that goes into sending gifts. So basically, it's like Christmas. We're supposed to celebrate our Christmas on the 14th day of February, which is called Purim. That's what we're supposed to do. Same thing. You make a feast. You cook with, lawful food. And you make gladness and you give gifts to one another. That's what we're supposed to do. So we shouldn't celebrate Christmas no more as Israelites. We should always be celebrating Purim and get back on track with our culture. So that being said, let's go into the history of Purim. You got to find out who the players are, what they represent, what was going on during them times, and how did we get here. Let's go all the way back to the first chapter. We're going to read this. Go Esther chapter 1, verse 1. Now it came to pass in the days of Ahasuerus, This is Osiris, which ranged from India even unto Ethiopia, over 170 and 20 provinces. That is those days when the king Osiris sat on the throne of his kingdom, which was in the Shushan, the palace. In the 3rd year of his reign, he made a feast unto all the princes and the servants, the power of Persia and Media, the nobles and the princes of the provinces being before him. So this is talking about the Medo-Persian Empire. This is giving their king right there. Because, you know, when we did history, we named it by the kings. This was King Osiris. It's telling you where he ruled from, you know, ended Ethiopia. So he had a big kingdom, you know. So this showing we was in bondage at this time to the Persians. We were up under them, you know. So that's who was ruling at this time during, you know, the times of Queen Esther. You know, and it's showing, you know, who all he ruled, where he was placed at his capital and all those things of that nature, you know. So with that being said, let's go to who kicked it all off, who this is about. Let's go to, we're going, Esther chapter 2, verse 5. Check this out. Here's our main player right here. Here go our main man right here. This is Esther chapter 2, verse 5. Now in Shushan, the palace, there was a certain Jew whose name was Mordecai, the son of Jair, the son of Shimei, and the son of Kish, a Benjamite. So Mordecai was a Benjamite, you know. He was a Jew. He was an Israelite. Yashar Allah, Mordecai, right there in the kingdom. Chat, we're going to hit 6. This is going to what I said earlier. Who had been carried away from Jerusalem with the captivity which had been carried away with the Jeconiah, king of Judah, whom Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, had carried away. Repeat that. So the kingdom had been ransacked at this time. You know, Jerusalem had been ransacked through who? The Babylonians. They carried us away into captivity. And now we're in the hands of the Persians. We're up under them, just like we're up under Esau to this day. You know, we're in captivity. So check it out. We'll go on down to 7. And he brought up Hadassah, that is Esther. See, she had a Hebrew name. His uncle's daughter, for she had neither father nor mother, and that the maid was fair and beautiful, whom Mordecai, when her father and mother were dead, took for his own daughter. So Esther, Queen Esther, was a Benjamite. Just show it right there. Her father and mother died. Her uncle took her in. So they were Benjamites. These were Israelites. She had a Hebrew name, but he changed her name to Esther because he was trying to keep her, you know, the knowledge of who she was concealed, because we in captivity at this times. You know, and it said, what the first thing it said right here? It said she was fair and beautiful, you know, because Israelite women are very beautiful. We have the most beautiful women on the face of this planet, you know. Can't nobody touch them at all, especially when they in their own element and let their natural beauty bring forth. You can't touch our women. That's why these nations are jealous of us. That's why these women are jealous of our women, because they don't have the, you know, the sex appeal that our women have. They don't have none of that, man. Our women are the best women, especially when they're in their natural element, when they know who they are, carry themselves with their class. Man, you can't beat the Israelite women, man. You know? So I want to see how far was I going to read on this one. I think I was going to stop right there. I wanted to bring up the major players, you know? And so Queen Esther, right? She was fair and beautiful. You know, the king gathered up all the maidens to him, you know, and he wanted, you know, all the maidens to be gathered up. When he seen Queen Esther, the king, Osiris, you know, he fell in love with her. You know, she was real beautiful. You know, probably had that good caramel chocolate skin, you know, in our own element. You know, our women are the best. You know, so check it out. I'm going to go ahead and read this. I'm going to read 8 for edification purposes so you know what's going on. So it came to pass when the king's commandment and his decree was heard, and when many maidens were gathered together unto Shushan the palace to the custody of Hegai, that Esther was brought also into the king's house to the custody of Hegai, keeper of the women. And the maiden pleased him, and she obtained kindness of him, and he speedily gave her things for purification, with such things as belonged to her, and 7 maidens which were meet to be given her, out of the king's house, and he preferred her and her maids unto the best place of the house of the women. So she got given, her juices and berries, her scents, perfumes. She got her fine garments. She got her some handmaids, some slaves. She got put up. She got placed up, man. The king seen her, he liked her, and he said he preferred her of all the women. So Queen Esther, she was rising up the ranks, man, based through her grace and her beauty. So check it out. Where I want to go next. So you see where it's going. Now we're gonna get to, where things started getting crazy at. You can bump on down. I'm gonna go ahead and read 17 to more further put in proof that Queen Esther was the best, man. This is Esther 2:17. And the king loved Esther above all the women, and she obtained grace and favor in his sight more than all the virgins, so that he set the royal crown upon her head and made her queen in the stead of Vashti. So she became queen then through her grace and her beauty. Her grace and her favor in his sight. She was the best. So she just flew up through the ranks and became queen. Knocked out the old queen, she became queen. So now she's queen right now. Queen Esther, who is a Israelite. But check this out, I'm gonna read this, because this is gonna show that Mordecai had wisdom, man. He was very intelligent, man, very smart man of the Lord. Check it out. This is Esther 2:20. And Esther had not showed her kindred nor her people, as Mordecai had changed her. For Esther did the commandment of Mordecai, like as when she brought up with him. So check it out. So Mordecai made Esther put off her, don't tell her people, don't tell nobody you're an Israelite. Just like how we are to this day. It's not, good to tell the enemy and these people, these nations, that we are Israelites, because bad things happen to you, because we in captivity, just like they were in captivity this time. And you see what Queen Esther did? Did she buck up to her uncle? Man, I'm going to do what I want to do. Nah, I'm going to do this and that. Nah, man, she did exactly what her uncle said. And that was wisdom right there. That's what helped her fly up the ranks like that. So she was listening to her uncle, giving her, that good, righteous guidance. And, man, she flew up to the top. He told her to hide that you were Israelite right now. That's why he changed her name from, Hadassah to Esther, so that she can, fly up the ranks like that. So she won't be treated like a low life, because we was in captivity at this time. So that was a smart move right there. That shows Mordecai was a man of wisdom. He knew who he was. He handled himself like a man of the Lord. So it showed right there, she hid the fact that she was an Israelite. But she gonna pop it up at the right time though. So check it out, we're gonna keep on reading, Yasharala. So where's my next one, man? We're gonna start to where all the drama started. We're gonna go to Esther 3:1. Check this out. Check this out, Yasharala. After these things, did King Ahasuerus promote Haman, the son of Amadathas, the Agagite, and advanced him and set his seat above all the princes that were with him. And all the king's servants that were in the king's gate bowed and reverenced Haman, for the king had so commanded concerning him. But Mordecai bowed not, nor did he reverence. Nor did he reverence. So Mordecai didn't give reverence to Haman. Why did Mordecai not give reverence to Haman? Because Haman was a Edomite from the chief tribe of Amalek. So he was a Jewish, man. And Mordecai knew who he was. Mordecai knew his nationality. He knew that man's nationality. We don't pay reverence to Esau. We don't bow down to Esau. No. So that showed Mordecai knowing who he was and knowing who that man was. And even though the king, made everybody show reverence to Haman, Mordecai like, man, nah, this my sworn enemy, man. I ain't giving reverence to that dude. So the drama started right there. And we're going to get some more information, because they called him an Agagite. And if you're reading this, let me see, make it bigger. Son of Amathath, the chief minister of King Ahasuerus. Haman was a descendant of Agag, the king of Amalekites. If you've been in this truth, studying the brothers, the Amalekites go into the Jewish people. the chief tribe of Esau, the top of the top, the elite bankers is what that goes into. The people that's ruling the world right now. That's why Haman got elevated like that, because Assyrius knew who his people was. So he gave him, set him up and let him rule stuff. So let's go back to the scriptures, because this now the drama about to kick in. The drama about to kick in now, So check it out. Where was I at? Oh yeah, 3. Then the king's servants, which were in the king's gate, said unto Mordecai, why transgresseth thou the king's commandment? Now it came to pass, when they spake daily unto him, and he hearkened not unto them, that they told Haman, to see whether Mordecai's matters would stand, for he had told them that he was a Jew. And when Haman saw that Mordecai bowed not, nor did him reverence, then was Haman full of wrath. He was mad. He looking to take Mordecai out. Like, man, how you not gonna bow down to me? And that's Esau's main thing. Esau wants us to bow down to them. The 2/3 in our current generation, they do that. They give reverence to Esau. They bow down to Esau. They look to Esau as their master. The 1/3, hopefully elect, which Mordecai represents in the scripture, we don't bow down to Esau, nor do we give reverence to him. We give reverence to Yahweh Shah, and our apostles and elders. We don't give reverence to no damn Edomite. No, man. The Most High hates you. You supposed to be beneath my feet. So the hopeful elect represent how Mordecai feels. We're not giving reverence to this devil. We're not complying with their BS. None of that. We dealing with that to this day. That continues. So I'm going to keep on reading. Where did I stop at? 5. We're going to continue on 6. And he thought scorn lay hands on Mordecai alone, for they had showed him the people of Mordecai. Wherefore Haman sought to destroy all the Jews that were throughout the whole kingdom of Assyrius, even the people of Mordecai. So right there, hey, that's an extermination. Because of Mordecai, he thought to kill all Israelites. He wanted to destroy all of them in the king of Assyrius. Because our head dude didn't bow down to him, man. They didn't like that. So he was like, I'm gonna exterminate them all. Because we natural born enemies anyway. So I'm gonna keep on reading on 7. In the first month, that is the month Nisan, in the 12th year of King Assyrius, they cast pur, that is the lot, before Haman, from day to day and from month to month, to the 12th month, that is the month Adar. So that's why PURIM goes in the lot. They cast lots. They're basically like, man, we're gonna decide what to do with these people, what to do with these people. Like, they would decide, what to do with us. Basically, like they was making counsel. Should we destroy them? Should we not destroy them? Check it, I'm going to read all the way to 8 too. And Haman said unto King Assyrius, there's a certain people scattered abroad and dispersed among the people, and all the provinces of thy kingdom, and their laws are diverse from all people. Neither keep they the king laws, therefore it is not for the king's profit to suffer them. Woo, that's big right there. That shows what was our people keeping. They was keeping the laws and commandments of the Bible, the book of the law. That's what we was keeping. We wasn't keeping the laws of the king. Same way what's going on now. We're coming back into the laws and commandments of Yahweh Shah. We throwing off what Esau say, and we doing what, Yahweh Shah say. They don't like that. They don't like us keeping the laws and commandments. No nation like that. I noticed the Hamites didn't like that. So now you saying Haman didn't like that. He made a petition to the king, like, man, let's get rid of them, because they not, they're not following after you. They following after their book, the book of law, which goes to the Bible. They follow the laws and commandments. And you see how he said there's been scattered abroad and dispersed among the people? So we went into captivity, man. We was all gathered up into all the other people, other nations, man. Same thing going on to this day. Same thing. So I like this the book of Esther as it parallels what we're dealing with to this day, where we at. And why we got to come back into who we are. And you shouldn't be scared to come back to the laws and commandments, because Most High about to make a way for us. Check out how he did for Esther and Mordecai. So if you read right there that they were supposed to destroy us, Haman already done talked to the king, made that wicked counsel, and right now they got it on the plans like all Jews are to be, all Yashraelis to be slaughtered. So check it out. We're gonna keep on reading. Let's go to Esther 5. and 13. Because this is about to show the setup, man. And this is beautiful right here. Keep in mind these precepts I'm about to read. So this is Esther 5 and 13. Yet all this availeth me nothing, so long as I see Mordecai the Jew sitting at the king's gate. Then said Sheresh, his wife, and all his friends unto him, let a gallows be made of 50 cubits high, and tomorrow speak thou unto the king, that Mordecai may be hanged thereon. Then go thou merrily with the king unto the banquet, and the thing pleased Haman, and he caused the gallows to be made. So right there's a banquet going on. Queen Esther has conspired with the king to call up a banquet, because the king asked Queen Esther, like, what is it she want? He about to give her a petition of her, whatever wish she want, he about to give it to her. And so Haman plotting with the king to kill us, but he don't know Queen Esther over here, she got a plan too. She got a plan going. She done told all the Jews, all our people to fast, make prayers to Yahweh Shem Shai. Mordecai, he looking like, they making prayers. Get prepared and watch what happens. So Haman talked to his wife, Zeresh, that's who that is. That's Haman's wife, to make what you call it, a gallows, where you hang people. And they said that showed the wickedness of women. Haman's wife told him to make a gallows so that Mordecai could be hanged on it, right? We just read that, right? That came from his woman. He said that pleased him. He's like, yeah, man, I'm going to do that. So this dude went to the king. He done made gallows for Mordecai to be hung on, like a public hanging, public lynching. And you got to think, Edomites do that to this day, So they've been doing this since ancient times. That's nothing new. Public lynchings, that's what Esau get a kick out of that. So his wife told him, that's why I don't give a damn about no Edomite woman. They're just as wicked as the man is. Because the Edomite woman told him, make a gallows so that Mordecai can be hung on it so everybody can see. And then that's going to just slaughter all of us. They do that. They've been doing that since the beginning. Right here at Esther, that's what they conspired to do. So you see, that's the plan. And that came from his woman, right? And we're going to keep on reading to see what happens to Haman and his plans, Hey, that's that. He who rolleth for stone, it should roll back on him. So he got these gallows being built to hang Mordecai on it before the people. And we about to see what's going to happen about that. So check it out. We're going to go to, what did I read? 14. We're going to go all the way to Esther 7 and 1. So check it out. Because Queen Esther made a banquet, man. She got plans too. There's two plans going. Haman running plans. And then Queen Esther, through Mordecai, because Mordecai had been talking to her, sending letters and stuff. She running the game plan too. We're going to see whose plans is going to come into, whose plans is going to be made out. Who going to come about this? Who going to receive the favor? So check it out. We go to Esther 7 and 1. So the king and Haman came to banquet with Esther the queen. And the king said again unto Esther, on the second day at the banquet of wine, what is thy petition, Queen Esther? And it shall be granted thee. And what is thy request? And it shall be performed, even to the half of the kingdom. Then Esther the queen answered and said, if I have found favor in thy sight, O king, and if it please the king, let my life be given me at my petition and my people at my request. So Queen Esther is looking for her kingdom, man. She's looking out for not just herself, she's looking out for her people. That right there shows why she has a name in this book. Because our women to this day don't do that. They don't think about our kingdom, our people. They're only worried about themselves. The Israelite woman has become selfish. She only think about herself. And really, she conspires with Esau to destroy her people. That's I don't need no man. And she really is the number one weapon against Israelite men or our own women. Esau uses our women to destroy us. Our women no longer care about their nation. That's how far, and how downtrodden they have become. Queen Esther didn't think like that. She always had her nation, her people in her mind. She always looked out for her people as a nation. These women, our women don't even give a damn about their own children. So it's really bad what we dealing with. But they just show, that's why she has a name in the book, man. And it's a woman, as an Israelite woman, y'all should look to Queen Esther as inspiration of what to be like. Because she showed it, man. That's why she got that favor. So check it out. We're going to keep reading for number 4. She says, for we are sold, look, into slavery, and my people to be destroyed, to be slain, and to perish. But if we have been sold for bondmen and bondwomen, I had held my tongue, although the enemy could not countervail the king's damage. Then the king of Sarah answered and said unto Esther the queen, Who is he, and where is he? The durst presume in his heart to do so. And Esther said, The adversary and enemy is this wicked Haman. Then Haman was afraid before the king and the queen. You know? So right there, hey, she pulled it out. You know? She didn't look out for herself, man. She got the petition. The king said, What do you want? I'll give you whatever you want. And she basically told the king, man, it's a man that conspires to kill me and my people. The king like, who is this man? Who conspires to do that? She said, Haman, the adversary, the wicked. See, our women back then knew who the enemy was. They knew who they were. They had their ID. You know, you didn't have to tell them who the enemy was. Queen Esther knew Haman was a wicked Edomite. And she used her favor to cast him out, to put him out. And so, you know, she probably got that juice box, putting that thing on the king. He ready to do whatever she say do. He ain't looking for Haman. So she just threw Haman under that bus. But yet we can't get our women to this day's age to do that. They give reverence to Esau. They give Esau everything he needs to destroy the Israelite man. That's why a lot of these women are about to perish, because they're no good. They're no good to Israelite men. They're no good to Yahweh Shem Shah. They're going to have to be destroyed and born again. And the women, you women that's coming back to Yahweh Shem Shah, y'all will teach the young women how to be like Queen Esther. And so then we're going to be back into our beautiful state. Because a lot of these women got to go. Only women that's keeping themselves now, only ones that's going to be left, you know. So that's what we're dealing with right now, you know, is in that situation. So then that right there shows you that, hey, Queen Esther, that's who y'all should be trying to be like. You know, it's Queen Esther. Because she kept up with her people. She put Haman out of there, you know. Told him to be destroyed. So let's check out, where was I at? Let's check out what's going to happen to Haman, because now he's scared. Let's go down to 9 and 10. And check it out. And this reads, And Harbana, one of the chamberlains, said before the king, Behold, also the gallows, 50 cubits high, which Haman had made for Mordecai, who had spoken good for the king, standeth at the house of Haman. Then the king said, Hang him thereon. So they hanged Haman on the gallows that he had prepared for Mordecai. Then was the king's wrath pacified. So the gallows that he made to hang Mordecai on, he got hung on. So he set up a wicked device that turned on him, and he got, you know, put to death on that. And that's basically what's going to happen to them as a nation. Because right now they're conspiring to attack, you know, Yasharallah, all the children of Israel. They're doing that right now. And what's going to happen, when Yahweh show up, that's going to turn on their head. And they going to go down. And they going to get put to death. You know, that's what's happening. You know what I'm saying? So we're going to go to Esther 8 to see what happened to Mordecai. When after, you know, what was his fate after that happened. And it reads, this is Esther chapter 8 and 15. And Mordecai went out from the presence of the king in royal apparel of blue and white, and with great crown of gold, and with the garment of fine linen and purple. And the city of Shushan rejoiced and was glad. And the Jews had light and gladness and joy and honor. And every province and every city, whensoever the king's commandment and his decree came, the Jews had joy and gladness, a feast and good day. And many of the people in the land became Jews, for the fear of the Jews fell upon them. You hear that? So even these other little heathens was trying to be like us, you know. They start following after us. That's going to happen when the kingdom of heaven comes. When Yahweh Shah comes, it's going to happen on a high level, high scale. So I like the book of Esther because it's parallel what we're going through now. Mordecai got put on, man. He got put on right up under the king, you know. And it looked like, you know, Haman was going to get him hung. So that's that, you know, he who rolleth the stone should roll back on him. That's why everything that Esau is setting out is going to happen right back onto them. That's why their kingdom is crumbling now. You know, they're not going to prevail in what they're trying to do at all. So Mordecai, hey, he got set up, you know, through Queen Esther, you know, really through his wisdom, you know, because he set Esther up to be in the position she in, and it paid off. You know, that's how we got the day PURIM to this day. So we're going to go to Esther chapter 9 and 26. Wherefore they called these days PURIM at the name of Pur. Therefore, for all the words of this letter and of that which they had seen concerning this matter, and which had come unto them. The Jews ordained and took upon them and upon their seed and upon all such as joined themselves unto them, so as it should not fail, that they would keep these 2 days according to the right and according to the appointed time every year, and that these days should be remembered and kept throughout every generation, every family, every province, and every city, and that these days of Purim should not fail from among the Jews, nor the memorial of them perish from their seed. So we're supposed to keep this throughout the generations, and it's coming back. I just celebrated Purim with the family. It was a very good thing, man. Good feasting. Children was very happy opening their gifts. So that's what we should be doing. We should not be celebrating Christmas no more. Instead of celebrating Christmas, you should be celebrating Purim, which is kind of like the same thing. We just do it 2 months behind, February 14th. Or like I said, 2 days. You can do it either the 14th or the 15th. It's supposed to be like a 2-day festival. We did it on the 14th and wrapped it up, but that's what we should be doing. We should fall back into that, and really that's a good thing. That way you ain't got to get caught up in the Edomite wicked holiday, caught up in that holiday rush of shopping and Christmas. It just makes it easier on you. You probably get the sales after that, put it back, and then, open up the gifts and do all that on Purim, which is February 14th and the 15th, and that's what we supposed to be doing. That's rehearsing those righteous acts. That's the good things in the eyes of Yahweh Shah, and that's showing that we are coming back to Yahweh Shah. We'll celebrate our high holy days and not holidays no more. That's a good works. That's good in the eyes of Yahweh Shah. You get, grace and mercy from that. So that's something that I just wanted to pull out, talk about, and I think I'm gonna read. I think I might end off with 31 and 32. To confirm these days of Purim and their times appointed, according as Mordecai the Jew and Esther the queen had joined them, and as they had decreed for themselves and for their seed the matters of fasting and their cry. And the decree of Esther confirmed these matters of Purim, and it was written in the book. That's why we have it in our Bible to this day, in the book of law, because that's the things that had happened. These matters was, they were, what I want to say, they were recorded and put in our Bible for us to have a generation from time to time to know our holy days and celebrate that. Our feast days. We ain't supposed to be celebrating Thanksgiving, Christmas, and Esau's. We ain't supposed to be after this devil, man. We're supposed to be after Yahweh Shah, this book, which is our culture. And we need to put that back into play, and it's happening. Starting with the house of David on down. Everybody's coming back into the ways of Yahweh Shah, and it's a very beautiful thing. And I love it. I'm going to end off with this. I'm going to go to the dishes of Esther, because this is why they took this out. This is why they took this out, because there's 2 lots. Because Purim going to lots. There's 2 lots. One for Israelites, one for the Gentiles. So check it out. This is the dishes of Esther 10 and 9. And my nation is this, Israel, which cried to Yahweh and were saved. For the Lord hath saved his people, and the Lord hath delivered us from all those evils. And Yahweh hath wrought signs and great wonders, which have not been done among the Gentiles. Therefore hath he made 2 lots, one for the people of Yahweh, and another for all the Gentiles. And the 2 lots came at the house, Salakia, and these 2 lots came at the hour and time and day of judgment for Yahweh amongst all nations. So Yahweh remembered his people and justified his inheritance. Therefore those days shall be unto them in the month of Adar, the 14th and 15th day of the same month, with an assembly and joy and with gladness before Yahweh, according to the generations forever among his people. Woo, that was big right there, Yahshua. Repeat that. It said Yahweh remembered his people and justified his inheritance. So we are the inheritance of Yahweh Shah. And so it's time for us to start carrying ourselves in a royal fashion. We need to start carrying ourselves like kings and princesses. We need to come back into that. We are royalty people. Our people need to quit acting like niggas and thoughts, like garbage, like degenerates. That's all Esau's doing, man. That's why really coming to royal, you gotta come into these scriptures, man. So Yahweh Shah is doing his best. He is grounded up. He bringing all the people that got a royal mindset are coming back to him. And how he's talking to him through these scriptures. That's how he's getting us right. Because he showed us right there that we are his inheritance. You know? And he delivered us from all those evils. Deliverance is coming again. And this deliverance is going to trump all the deliverances ever written in this book before. This is going to be the biggest deliverance ever. So we got to get ready for that and prepare for that, you know. And one of the ways to prepare for that is start, you know, celebrating our holy days, which, you know, we just did PURIM. We got Passover coming up, you know. Start, you know, looking into that, you know, GMS, type in Passover and start seeing how to carry that out because we got that coming. So that being said, I hope this has been edifying. You know, Lord willing, to the next time, Shalom, DTA, Baba Ball, soon.